Okay, this is question number 2 of the quiz, and it is going to be a little harder for me to draw, so please bear with me. All right, second question. Draw the moon relative to the Earth and Mr. Sun for the 8 phases of the moon. Label the phases and shade them as seen from Earth, because if we viewed them from space, it'd be half lit up at all times. The Earth is half lit up, the moon's half lit up at all times, the planets are half lit up at all times. It's just whichever half is facing Mr. Sun. So this time, Mr. Sun needs to go on one side or another. Does not really matter which side. I'm going to put him over here. So we got Mr. Sun. Technically, if you don't have Mr. Sun, I don't have to give you any points, because without Mr. Sun, nothing else matters. Now, the Earth goes around the Sun, but the moon goes around the Earth. So this time we are going to put the Earth in the middle. Right. And I know I said 8 phases of the moon, but we're going to start with 4, and we're going to continue to be OCD, so we're going to put them left, right, top, bottom. All right, now the shading is going to be a little tougher on me, so please bear with me, and the writing probably isn't going to be so great either. All right, let me see if I can make my, nope, that's as skinny as I can make it. This should be fun. All right, if we're on the Earth here and we're looking at the moon, the sun would be there, so it'd be high noon on Earth. We wouldn't see any of the moon lit up, so I'm going to shade it. I'm going to leave white the part we see when we look at the sky. We wouldn't see anything, and we call that new moon. Now, new moon, like the solstices, is a moment in time. If you Google when's the next new moon, it will tell you. It's actually coming up here pretty quickly. It'll tell you, but it'll give you a day and a time. All right. Now, when we go around, when the moon goes around the Earth, it's counterclockwise, so we're going to head this way. All right, and we're going to come down here. Now, if you're on Earth, okay, and you got to put yourself here. It's a little hard for this perspective. You got to put yourself here, and you would see the right side of the moon lit up. You'd see the half of the moon, but you would see the right side. So I want you to shade as seen from Earth. So you would see the right side would be the white side, and the left side would be the dark side. And I'm not doing a very good job of shading. Okay. So we would call this first quarter, or we would call it waxing quarter. And you would know it was first or waxing quarter because the right side is lit up. And you would see this in the evening, because if you were standing on Earth here looking at the sun, it would be low in the west sky, so the sun would be setting, it would be evening. We continue to go around till we get here. If you're on this side of the Earth and Mr. Sun's behind you, it is midnight, and you look up at the moon, you would see it all lit up, and we would call that our full moon. Again, first quarter, new moon, full moon, moments in time. Nothing ever stops in space. Everything keeps moving, so it crosses that plane, that direct across from you at a moment in time. And we continue to go around till we get to the top. But when you look at this moon, it'd be like, say, 6 a.m. When you look at this moon, when you're looking, the left side would be lit up, and the right side would be all dark, and that would be third quarter, or what's called waning quarter. All right, and you would know it was waning or third quarter because the left side would be lit up, unlike first quarter with the right side. All right, that's 4 phases. Those are moments in time. These next 4 phases actually last from one moment in time to another. Let me see if I can explain that just a little better. Okay, so we go new moon. As we head this way, more and more and more the right side gets lit up until we get to first quarter. So this next phase actually lasts between new moon and first quarter. So they are not moments in time. When you look at this one, you see less than half lit up. Okay, it's a little hard to shade with these pins here. You see less than half, and we're going to pretend that's a crescent. And we call this waxing because it's getting bigger, or I say getting bigger, what I mean is more and more is lit up. Waxing crescent. S-C-E-N-T. Sorry, it is hard for me to write on these whiteboards. All right. After first quarter, we continue more and more and more and more and more gets lit up. And we're over half, so we're still waxing. But we call it a gibbous because more than half's lit up. Crescent is less than half, gibbous is more than half. Then we get to full moon. We can't have any more lit up than full moon. So as we go this way, we get less and less lit up, except the side that's lit up is the left side this time instead of the right side. And we call that waning. And it's still more than half, so it is still a gibbous. All right. Then we get over here, and it's still the left side, but instead of all of it or more than half, we have less than half. It is still waning, but it is a, a waning crescent.